It's all about daddy's girls and so much more in this episode of Shades of Blue coming up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
This little no throwback was a good one, right? Always. Jenny from the block, on the block on this show,
right,
you know?
yeah,
Still
right.
running together. It does.
Oh, guys, I'm loving this. Especially after such a serious episode, we needed a little
Yeah,
bit.
we did.
Nice
Bring it in
positive.
easily,
Yeah.
right?
Ooh, this episode.
Yes, we'll get into it shortly. But before we do all of that about the episode, I want to say hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week. And my name's Taquaila Jackson. You can follow me at _ I am Taquaila. Now let's say hello to my lovely host.
Yes, I'm Lynneisha, and you guys can find me at Lynneisha _33 on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey guys, I'm Chanel Hurlin, and finally we have a full house.
We do, yes. We're all here this week.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Chanel Hurlin.
And be sure to follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook as well. We update every week.
Yeah.
So, ladies, let's play off the Daddy's Girl episode theme.
Yeah.
I want to start off with Waz and his daughter. So we finally find out the background of how his daughter died and what happened.
Right.
We see that she, overdosed, and it took him to different levels and extremes this whole episode. What do you guys think was probably running through his mind when we first seen him go into the episode? And like the girls were 16, they didn't make it to 17. It's because of someone on the block. How do you think that made him feel?
I think it just kind of brought everything back, all those emotions back up to him, because like those girls being so young, so in the beginning of the episode we see like two girls were at a party and they overdosed. They both died immediately, but one they didn't find out until later. But when you see that and it reminds you of what you went through, and then also that feeling like someone else was responsible for your child's death, and then now here you are, and you may have to see some parents or have to deal with that as well and tell them, someone else was responsible for your child passing away. Like, that will bring a lot of emotions back up, but at the same time, even though he went a little bit crazy, he did what he had to do to find the new drug dealer in this current situation.
Like he told Loman in the car ride, somebody's not paying attention, and we control what goes in and where and how, but somebody just switched it up and he didn't know it was a new member on the block.
Yeah. I think last week, we saw Stoll really reacting irrationally and taking the case quite personal. This week it was changed to Waz. Taking it really personal because it brought back all those memories about his daughter. So we got to see quite an emotional side of Waz, which is I think something quite new to us, and then also quite an aggressive side to a guy who he doesn't even know, but because he's responsible for the drugs, which brings back the emotions to his daughter. I was a little bit scared of Waz there.
I was too, because then is there a limit for his rage and anger that he has inside? I don't know if it all stems from the way his daughter died or not, but when he kept counting those oxy pills and was giving them to that boy, I was like, oh, he's about to really kill this dude.
And then J-Lo stepping in to say that the guy was trying to commit suicide once again, always having each other's back, no matter what.
And who was it? Someone was saying how to let Waz exercise his demons. So I guess is how they all rationalize it. Was it Tofu?
Yes, I think it was him.
Or was it Spada? One of the two was like,
It was Spada.
Okay,
He
go
said
ahead and let Waz exercise his demons. And I just was like, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a limit to how far they'll let him go?
And I think he's done something for like all of them, to where they feel like they're indebted to him. So they have to they owe that to him to just be there, have his back, like no matter what.
Even though they may not agree with how he's going about it, but at the end of the day, he did get the information that he needed, and J-Lo took his back. So the shame the guy didn't end up in the best place possible. But
not at all.
He's not a good guy.
And she was just like, he's trying to commit suicide.
Yeah,
I was like,
oh.
wow,
and
really?
we don't even know if he came to, though.
Yeah,
we don't know if he came to afterwards. So
I assume he passed away.
Or something. We'll hopefully see next week.
He wasn't waking up at first.
No. So let's move on to kind of like number 2 of the Daddy's Girl theme, which would be Christina trying to find Miguel. And what the heck is Stahl, aka William Clark, trying to do?
Well, we have now known 100% that this guy is mega creepy and mega weird. The fact that we jump into you did say that first episode. He is just weird and a creep. Jumping to the end now a little bit, but to now be acting as Miguel and
Yes.
sending the Christina messages.
Even before,
What?
Right. Even before we got to that part, I was like, oh, he's so wrong for this. When he was telling her, like, oh, a father wants to fight for their child, and when the
Yes.
father wants to be involved, like, you're setting up this false hope for this
Right.
poor little girl.
Exactly.
It's like he's
She's
enjoying
still a
it though.
child. Yeah, that's what.
Like when he was talking to her on the bench, he
crazy.
was kind of enjoying, like stirring that whole story.
He was,
and
and I
getting the
think
information.
when he was talking to her on the bench, I thought he was going to turn around because he was trying to be like, okay, well, there's reasons for this. Maybe you should talk to your mom. Maybe you should ask your mom to help you find your father. And Christina's just like, yeah, when hell freezes over, because she
Right.
knows that's not a route. But
Yeah.
I thought, okay, maybe because he's obsessed with Harley,
No, he
he's
was
trying to back
trying to
down of
fish
it or
something
anything.
out that
But
way.
yeah, we've seen he's still fishing, and now he's going to have 3 identities, because when the phone rang, when Christina initially called him when she was in the car, his receptionist was like, there's a phone coming in on your William Clark line. And I'm like, really? This
Yeah.
dude is about to take this
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah, way too far. Way too far.
And because what's his end game to start to talk to her when I know he doesn't know that Miguel is dead. He figures,
Right.
kind of is assuming that he is and just trying to prove that. But you're involving an innocent teenager.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who never knew her father, and she's already had these struggles, and you're just going to still take this hope away from her. Because now she's hopeful.
Yes.
That, like, oh, okay, he's back. We're talking. And, like, that, to me, that's just sick.
We've
Like,
seen it
I
at the end.
don't like him for that.
Not
Yeah.
at all, because she got excited when he sent the
Yeah, when he
tweet.
sent
Like,
the
I meant the
text.
text message.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, who's texting you? When Harley asked her, she was like, oh, no, nobody. But you see
Right.
how giddy she got, really, and it's just
So
like,
excited.
when that, again, another bomb comes down the line in maybe season 3, and it's not Miguel, it's
Right.
William or Stahl trying to play her, she's going to be devastated all over again.
Ooh, can you imagine how Harley's going to react
I
when
was
she finds
just
that out?
about
eh?
to say that, and then when Harley finds out,
That's gonna
especially
be-
because of what he's doing, and also he's hurting her child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's the,
And we know
the
that
child
she
part.
takes her family
Oh,
as number
yes.
one.
When she was
She even says so.
exactly.
When I want to protect people, the people
Right.
close to me, I end up hurting
other
others.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Stoll, she doesn't like this guy, so
No.
she will
No,
hurt him
she-
100%.
no. I have to
Listen,
agree
and
with
we
her.
already know she will protect Christina to the end because she
Yeah.
cracked Miguel's neck with her bare hands.
That's still vivid in my
So,
mind.
yeah,
like
I'm
that.
like-
That scene was just very vicious.
Don't mess with Harley.
Not at
Don't
all.
mess with Harley, that's for
I have
sure.
to agree. We have a YouTuber that's Belladonna by the name, but she's Team Stahl, and she was like, because it's pure drama. Yeah, I said I don't know how I can.
She
he
likes
just gives
him?
me yes.
Okay.
She's pure him.
Or
said
she
it's
likes
pure,
likes the drama
'cause
that
it's
he
the
brings.
drama that he brings. Yeah, so
Okay.
she's Team Stahl for
Okay,
that.
maybe I can accept that.
Me too.
Like maybe liking his character is a bit much.
It's a bit
Yeah.
much.
But liking him to bring the drama is okay.
Yeah, he's leaving us feeling like, what? At the end of every episode now.
You're right. He's the closer at the
I'm
end.
just like SMH every episode. Just
I love that SMH every episode, everyone. So let's see the kind of third number, Daddy's Girl theme. I'm looking at Wise as the dad, and his daughters, Julia and Harley, are kind of pitting him against each other or them against one another. What do you guys think about that relationship?
Well, first of all, I'm
What do you
just happy
ladies?
to know why now that is covering up for
Yeah.
Julia all the time,
Right.
because it actually not only stems to his actual daughter and then Harley and Julia being his fictional daughters, but also to protect his son now,
Yes.
Nate.
Yes.
So many more people are actually involved in the story of why he wants to protect Julia. So I'm just glad that we finally know why and can understand why Waz wants to protect Julia, because he actually wants to protect his son.
Yes.
right.
And I think I love the end to see him that emotional
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
was talking to Nate at the doorstep. And it goes to kind of show the strain of their relationship. And again, we see why, because the partner was like, I think it's your father. And then he comes and we don't really know what he was going into. But I had to look up close to the TV like, is that a tear coming out of Waz's face?
Yeah, that was an
And it
incredible
was,
scene.
it was. And he just wanted to say the forgiveness. And Nate was like, I don't think you're going to forgive yourself. What do you ladies think about that interaction between the two of them?
I think a little bit of it goes back to the beginning with the two girls because it fired those emotions up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like without that, if that didn't happen,
Very true.
he probably wouldn't have gone to visit his son. So that came about, and so then he goes to see him, and he just kind of realizes that like losing the daughter, just the things that he couldn't stop and he couldn't control, and then like he said, like, but that just kind of took him out, so he couldn't hear his son anymore.
Right.
And he had to apologize for that. Like, you do have two children, even though like it kind of just took you and put you in a really bad place. you can't abandon your other child.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then with all this happening, he kind of realized, I don't know what part, but some part of that woke him up to that and made him realize that. So it's like, I apologize for kind of not being there, you know, but
Yeah, I liked seeing that, because I mean, it's so important to have your parents involved, and I know that not everyone's fortunate enough to have both parents involved in their life, but I do hope to see Waz and Nate's relationship grow stronger in this series, because you can see that Waz loves his son, and that's why he came to him to apologize, because everything, like you said, just came back to him and was like, I made a mistake, I need to fix this. And I hope that Nate will be open enough for that forgiveness and to build that relationship.
And I think they might, like when Nate was when Wozniak was leaving and Nate said like home safe.
Yeah.
And then Waz kind of said what did he
Safe
say?
home.
Safe tomorrow or
Safe
something like that.
tomorrow.
So I'm like, okay, well maybe that's a little thing that they had.
Exactly.
So that shows like, okay, I'm open to it. I'm open to a relationship, or I'm open to forgiving you possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that left that door open. So
And
I think they'll work it out.
I'm wondering if, like we say, the door, just that little opening that they both need, will that help bring down some of the walls in Wise? Because he's so just
Guarded,
angry.
yeah.
He really, really is. And
He
I don't
is.
know, again, hopefully we'll see more if it's just because of his daughter and how she died or not. But he's just so angry, and all this anger and emotion built up inside. It just makes him go reckless and not care about almost killing people. Last episode it was Stahl. This episode it was the new guy on the block. But like, who's next, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually a little bit worried about Michael Lorman, because he's starting to have second thoughts, and I think what's his name, Voko's story of how he said he's the fall guy,
Right.
is starting to play on his mind a bit, and especially now in the situation where was super angry with the drug dealer, and Lorman kind of wasn't taking the orders.
Right.
What is going to happen there? Because I feel like he's turning a little bit, which is a little bit. I don't like seeing that, because they look as a family, and they're there for one another.
Right.
I hope he's not gonna be the one.
I don't know.
that is
Yeah,
the fall
he
guy.
makes me nervous too, because he's the new guy as
Yeah.
well. So he doesn't know the history of everything and that family unit. So he's just kind of into it like, you guys are crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a little bit corrupt. But like Wozniak said, we saved you, you know, when you killed that little boy, that guy. Well, he wasn't a little boy, but the teenager or whatever, the young man, because you heard shots from a video game and assumed they were coming from there, and you just shot without, you know what I mean? So you should have been gone.
Yeah,
But they covered up for you.
Harley
know?
instantly covered up for him. There was like no
her
second thought
instinct
about
just
it.
Yeah,
popped in
she
right
always
away.
does.
Yeah.
And like Wise told him, or he was like, my problems are your problems. And because if he doesn't have control, I feel like that is very true. My problems are your problems. Unless he has control, then they're just strictly his problems. But I'm with you, Chanel. I think Loman is going to have to decide as well which way he's going to end. Yeah, I think he doesn't have the lack of ethics that they kind of skirt over in some of the issues that they deal with. I think he's still trying to stand strong on his. So I think that's going to make him want to leave departments or end up telling Verko whatever the truth is about, especially everything and Donnie and everything else. So I think they're going to have to watch him.
Yeah, I'm thinking more so he might end up like being a rat.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like he might be headed. Hopefully
I can
not,
agree with that.
Hopefully not.
So how about we get to a little bit of Julia and this money laundry, and she knows how deep it goes, and Harley with the recorder. What do you all think of going to make of that next episode?
Julia's just so menacing, actually. The way she speaks to Harley is kind of degrading, where she always has that kind of like smirk on her face, like, we should really stop meeting like this, you know? I'm like, girl, you're bad. And she's going to get to you. You're just lucky you have a man like Waz who's trying to help you and cover you up. So Julia, I liked her in the beginning, but now finding out why, what she did and why Waz wants to protect her and all of that kind of stuff, I don't think she's not a good character, and I do hope to somewhere in the season that it kind of comes out in the right way, but also then to protect Waz and his son. It's a difficult situation, this one.
I think too. I'm agreeing with you totally, and I think it was Harley when she was talking to Stahl. She said you have to separate personal loss versus circumstance.
Yeah.
And at some point, I think that's what's going to have to be the determining factor of Wise, because who is he going to give? Who is he going to lend to? Because yes, this now we know it's a really strong hold on this side with Julia, because your son beat the hell out of this guy that killed your daughter from giving her the drugs, and then Julia covered all of that up.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do? Like, again, where is his loyalty going to be
Yeah.
lying at the end of the day between the two?
And it's interesting as well to see both with Harley and Waz, the people that they care for, the instinct to kind of like help and protect is so natural.
Yes.
Whereas Harley stepped in and said, you know, this guy's committed suicide, we need help. He kind of just spilt the drink in Julia's face to get her out the room
Yes.
ASAP
Yes.
so that he could protect her. It's what is the word? It's like a contradiction. It's a beautiful, but it's sad.
Yes.
You know, because he so wants to protect the people that he loves, but it's sad as well because you're covering up and
Right.
you're helping the bad guys.
Yeah.
I think I was happy for Harley this time when she took the recorder and put it in the sink, because
that
I
was
thought
her love for Waz.
Yes,
Yes.
because again, I thought, you know, she was going in to get info from Julia, but Waz was a surprise. She
Right.
didn't
Yeah.
know.
That too.
But then she got all the information again, Waz saying XYZ
Right.
about Julia covering it all up. So I'm like, oh man, she about to be
Yeah.
a rat again. But
Yeah.
no, she destroyed
because
the recording.
it could have also like incriminated him as well.
Definitely.
So it's like, okay, well, let's get rid of this.
Yeah.
But with Waz showing up, that just goes to show like how conniving like Julia is.
Yeah,
Yes.
she
you
told
know?
him.
She sure
Like,
did. I was shocked
Okay.
too.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she's
You know,
like,
and
your
this
girl's
is
on
like-
me.
Yeah,
Come
and it
help.
was like, this is gonna mess up everything that Harley is trying to do,
Yes.
because she knows she's not gonna get out of Julia what she wants or needs. Even if Julia didn't tell her anything by body language or just
Right.
anything she could have gotten at, but Waz showed up, so it was like, well, this is over.
And I can't wait to see the battle, because Harley is on a mission to prove just how
Oh,
deep
yeah.
and how entangled Julia is with this. And I think even though Waz told her why she should just back off, I don't think that's going to stop
Yeah,
her.
and also because I feel like there's a little bit of tension and jealousy between the two, especially sometime with women. Like, even though this isn't like a romantic situation, although something in me says something, Julia and Waz might have had something. But
They
Yes.
did.
They did.
I think
Okay.
they slept together.
okay,
Yeah.
but did it come out?
I don't-
Oh, I don't know if they know.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I think but I don't think him and Harley have done anything. But
No.
still,
No.
I think there is that female territorial thing that we kind of all do. So it's like, well, we both love him.
Yes.
But like, well, I'm here now. You know what I mean? You had your turn. You kind of were the one to take care of him a little bit, but now it's my turn.
me, yeah.
Like Harley is the new one to kind of take care of him. So they definitely kind of butt heads, and you can kind of see that tension
Yeah.
between the two of them trying to still be the one that Waz goes to.
And when Wise mentioned that to Harley, you kind of seen her face smirk just a little bit, like, did he really just say that to me?
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's a little bit of jealousy going on between the two. But I think I'm more just waiting to see how Wise deals with it all, because he's
Yeah.
going to have to pick sides sooner or later.
Yeah.
He's going to
is.
have to pick sides. And I think even once he starts to figure out just the territory of how deep Julia is into it, and once Harley gives whatever evidence and information she finds, I still want to say he's going to be with his team, because he says he's loyal. Their team, their family,
Yeah.
they always stick together.
But then also the question is, like, maybe at some point he's not really trying to protect Julia as much as he's trying to protect his son.
Nate, oh, good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so Julia unfortunately is kind of like the middle woman in this situation.
True.
And that's something maybe we will see as his relationship grows stronger with his son Nate, that maybe
Yeah.
they can figure something out, or, you know, kind of cover it up some other way.
Right?
Julia covered up
kind
this.
of cover their
Yeah.
tracks.
To
Like,
do it
okay, if
again.
Julia tries to expose it, maybe, you know, self-defense. Maybe
Uh-huh.
they'll flip it to try to make it like a self-defense
Yeah.
type of thing. But yeah, it's a
So
good
that's
point.
going to
So
be
they-
an interesting thing to see in
It
the upcoming
will.
episodes.
Can we jump back on Christina just a little bit?
Yes,
When
let's
she
do
was
it.
in the police station talking to Tess, and Tess was just
Yes.
trying to
Oh,
generally catch up on her, and she was like, "Oh, don't worry, my mom told me about the money. What did you do
Yeah.
with it?" Tess was like, "Wait,
Like,
I'm not
what?
sure I understand."
Right. She's like, what man?
How deep do you think Christina's about to go with this?
We're learning more things about Christina as these episodes go.
Yeah.
That's very
she
true.
is a clever girl.
She really is.
And she's determined to get her answers, that's for sure.
Yeah,
no
she's-
matter what her mom says.
So then I think, or would you agree that it kind of backs Harley into a corner, because she's
Yes.
trying to tell Christina these fabricated lies so that
Right.
she stays
protect
out of
her.
them. Initially, yes, but now Christina's being more vocal. She's
Yeah.
talking to people and telling
And I
them
think,
what.
but also because they have that family unit and she's involved in it too. You know
That's
what I
very
mean?
true.
So they,
Yes,
they're
yes,
all protective
yes.
of each other's families.
Yeah.
They're real families too. So she just kind of in that moment, I think it was genuine, like just asking about it.
Yes.
Like, oh, well, you didn't get any of the
Yes.
money? Like, you know, because Tess was talking about her
That
paycheck.
was genuine for sure.
So, you know, I think it's like, it's just one of those things where she's comfortable with them, so she thinks it's okay to
Yeah.
talk. And like she said, oh, my mom told me, so not realizing her mom is lying to her, but in some instances she does, like with Miguel in the beginning. So I think she's Christina's going to start to notice
Yeah.
how often and how much her mom is lying and start to dig for the truth.
Yeah, and I don't think anything like you said, you know, talking to Tess and stuff, she's not coming from a bad place.
Right.
She's a young girl. She's, you know, listening to what her mom says, but also kind of not believing it. And she's at that age where you want to make your own decisions and make up your own, you know, find your own conclusions and be the adult that you actually are not yet.
Right.
So it's unfortunate now that honesty of coming to Tess and just asking about the money has now caused some tension with Harley and Tess.
That's what I was going to get into next. Good segue, because you see their kind of subliminal confrontation just a little. And it's like Harley, she's amazing at coming up with these stories. Like, she is amazing with these stories that comes through.
Her teeth.
Yes, in the just straight
Which is a
face.
little scary, but I guess it's good
right?
in our industry.
But I think Tess was still on her kind of. Tess didn't believe her. And so I think that's going to be, Harley deflected really well and was like, well, okay, she tried to play the psychology turnaround. No, I think it's a mole. Is it you? And she's like, no, I'm loyal since day one.
Yeah.
But I think Tess is on to her. She's going to start looking at her too.
There may be some cracks in this family unit as the
And
episodes
she
go along.
Tess may even use Christina because she's one that told her about it, you know, and
To get more info.
to get more information. And just like we said, Christina's comfortable with them, so Tess may take that and use that to her advantage to, like I said, get that information out of Christina. Like, what else do you know?
And unfortunately, these cracks that are coming along with Christina just asking questions stems back to Stall, creating all these stories of talking, you know, getting her to continue to ask questions about her dad. When her dad isn't even contacting her.
No.
It's now at the end of the episode him contacting her. So Stall maybe is a little bit more onto them than we think, that he's maybe using Christina as his next target, and then gonna, you know, throw Woz out the way.
Next leverage. And that's true, because I think his go back to, of course, he's obsessed with Harley. I hope we get into more of that, because that you can't just say that last episode and not come back to that. But I think his revenge is coming from where he said that Julia, his partner, was shot in the head, shot in the heart, with his tongue cut out because of Julia, or the mafia that you know Julia's attached to. So I can't wait to see how we get the backstory to what actually happened there and where he goes from that. And I do believe he's picking up Christina and trying to get in with her as leverage for whatever other scheme he comes up next.
He's using her innocence and her want to know the answers to just having a father.
Very true. Innocence is a great word, because that's exactly what it truly is. Yes.
He's stealing it too.
We hate him.
Yes. So can we get to Harley just a little bit? I felt a little connected to her too, like I did Wise when he was meeting with Nate on the doorstep, when she was sitting in James' apartment and just trying to just find peace, just find safety, just find comfort in him, and he was giving it to her. I'm in love with him. I hope we get to see more of
I
their
love him
relationship.
too. And sometimes when I watch him,
like
I don't think I'm gonna know what happened in this moment, because I'm just looking at him.
Yes.
I don't know what was just said or anything.
Not at all.
We may have to watch that part several
Watch
times.
it again. Don't look, just listen.
But then it was messed up by his ex-fiance showing up.
Yeah.
So then I can't wait to see that triangle of information, because she kind of stopped Harley, like, I haven't seen you before. Like, I don't know if she put two and two together yet. They haven't made us let us to believe that or not. But she was like, I haven't seen you. And Harley was like, I'm not too new.
I think when Harley was walking out, and then was it Caroline?
Yes.
She kind of stalled and kind of looked at her like, okay, you know what I mean? So I think something was turning in her mind, like, okay,
she was not a good time, but right.
And also, whilst that was all happening, some guy was putting something in, well, I say boot. What do you guys call trunk? In her trunk. We call it, I call it boot. Putting something in Harley's boot, which we saw at the end of the episode, is we're going to get some answers there next episode.
Yes, and that's going to be the suspicion for her too, because you see her gun was taken, and we're led to believe that's the gun that kills
the woman in the next episode.
Right. So I can't wait to see more about that.
Do you think that's maybe the mafia? Because
I was just going to get
Terry
into that.
at the bar was like, well,
they're gonna
come to you first.
Definitely.
Because and that guy, the guy with the at the end when she left James' house, and the guy was like, "Oh, it's getting chilly," or something to say, something he said.
It's
just
cold
to cover
outside.
His track.
Yeah.
She was like, "Seasons are changing."
Yeah.
And I think that goes.
I was like, "Oops, something's there.
That goes back to last episode when Tofu was like, he just has a feeling that they're about to get what they deserve, or about to get what's coming to them. I kind of feel like the writers are leading us to that, to see whatever the blow up is. Probably season finale. We'll have to wait till next season. But I feel like it's coming up to that end.
Or meant to be.
Yeah, because didn't they say so? James's ex fiance is gonna come up like missing next episode.
Oh, is that who you thought it was?
I think.
Oh, girl, now you got me thinking.
I thought that's what. That's what I thought.
Okay.
So I was like,
yes.
Yes.
That'd be.
That's what I'm saying. And then that guy, the guy was right outside of their house, and she was walking in. She saw him, and he saw her.
That's very true. Look at you, getting us some insight and everything like that.
Y'all watching the show,
you getting everything. Your observation skills, right?
They coming together.
Well, that's your prediction on points.
But I think
that is good point.
But now ties back. I do think that's the mafia though.
Yes,
involved in 100%.
That.
Well, can we go ahead, since we're leading into that? Can we go ahead and lead into some predictions for tonight?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Get into them.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Pay attention. So how about you, Chanel? Do you want to go first?
Okay. Well, I predict that through the next episodes, we're going to see Waz and Nate rekindle their relationship, and at some point, Harley coming into play, and they're going to knock Julia out.
Okay.
That's. I mean, I said it last week as well. I'm terrible at predictions, but I really do hope that Nate and Waz get their relationship, back to where it was when he was really a kid, or so. And with that bond, there's nothing like a family bond, which is something we see throughout this whole show, that Julia will take the fall at some point. Ooh. So that's what I predict.
Yeah,
good one.
That is a good one. So besides what I just was talking about, I think, well, I actually kind of just lost it. What was I going to say? Come back to me.
Come back to you.
It just went
left
away.
Okay.
I don't know where it went. I'm going to find it.
We'll get it for next.
Yeah.
Julia.
It'll come back.
Okay. Well, while Lynneisha is waiting, I think for
Got it.
my...
Well, I was going to say, I do think at some point, I don't know when it'll happen, maybe later in the season, whenever Harley finds out about what Stahl is doing to Christina, she's definitely going to attack him. Yes. Or even if she tells Waz, like, he's going to get hurt physically. Like, even more than just the strangle. Like, he's going to get hurt once she finds out what he's doing. Yeah. So
I'm going to... go right ahead.
I was just going to say, and they're ruthless with killing people.
Oh,
so this may be another part
very
you're going to have to cover.
Yes. I'm going to piggyback off on you. That's what my prediction is. Christina's going to get in deep, and Harley's going to catch another text or something of that nature, see them meeting up and wonder what's going on, start investigating. And then I think she's going to use the fact that he's so obsessed with her to her advantage, and then something along the lines where he's going to be gone or hurt some form or fashion. I think that's what I'm looking forward and see in the next few episodes.
Because Harley is definitely going to find out, especially, I mean, she's a detective, so once Christina's behavior is going to start to change, she will pick up on that.
Exactly.
And then she will start to investigate, like, what's going on and why, and then that will lead to why.
And I think that goes back to when she was telling James, she's trying so hard to protect the people that she loves. This is going to become one. And I think that's going to come back to them in their conversation once we see more of their relationship build, because he already kind of made her satisfied or put her in a place of ease when he was like, oh wow, you have hidden, like it's like, I know you have to do some less moral things to do because you're a cop and because of your position. I didn't think you were on a high pedestal or any of that. So you're okay with me. It's not a surprise to me. So I think once that starts to come unravel too, he's going to be her confidant.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
I love it.
That's a sad one, but it could happen.
It could, very much so. Anything else you ladies want to hit on tonight?
No, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I feel like...
I mean, we spoke about
all the crazy for this. And I want to just step back really quick. 873 Hegeman Avenue.
Yes.
Did that come? I feel like he kept saying that repeatedly. Did we miss that on any other episode, or is that just me and my
I was kind of thinking
suspicions?
That too, because he said it a lot.
He did.
I mean, even though it's like you're being tortured and you're yelling it out. But I feel the same way. It was something about it though that seems like, or maybe it's just like a prelude, and we'll find out about that later.
That's what I was. Okay.
That's probably
something
like
to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
What that is.
Well,
or it could be like the same location or the from the drug dealer from that gave Waz's daughter those drugs.
Okay.
Maybe.
Good point. Yes.
So,
Look at you. Your observations getting it.
You were policing
right.
Right in my career
We
field.
didn't know that. Well, yeah, I think we'll see
yeah.
more about 873 Hegeman Avenue in future episodes.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, if we're all set, we'll go ahead and wrap it up with everyone.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
All
for
right.
this
Well,
episode.
thanks all again for tuning in with us. Again, I am Taquaila. You can find me at Taquaila_I am.
And yes, I'm Lynneisha, and you guys can find me at Lynneisha_33 at Instagram and Twitter.
I'm Chanel, and thanks so much for tuning in and watching, guys. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Chanel Hurlin.
Please talk with us on our Instagrams, on
Yes.
our Twitters, either our personal or even at YouTube as well. We would love to hear your comments. We would love to converse with you all on that level.
Yep.
Until next week, same time. See you later.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.